So, Mr. Cruz, would you like to be in the new Mummy reboot movie? Okay, yeah, sure, on one condition. Name your price. No. No money. I want you to make me a god. I want people to worship me. You're hired!
I see a red door and I want it painted black. No
Hello, everybody, and welcome to my review of The Mummy, the 2017 live-action reboot, also the beginning of this dark universe that they've got going on. Oh, give me strength. Anyway, so the basic plot is that it centers around this guy known as Nick Morton. He teams up with this female counterpart named Jenny. They both uncover obviously a sarcophagus with Princess Amenet, who was a female who tried to steal the Egyptian throne from her family by killing her father and her half-brother and even her mother as well. And she has basically been uncovered from the tomb, and she is reeking out to seek revenge, and Nick and Jenny have to go to this guy called Henry Jekyll and get advice, and then they uncover the truth, and then it all ends in a big fight, so they have to just fight and try and stop her. That's it. That's The Mummy. Okay, The Mummy. You know, I haven't really associated myself with many of the Mummy movies that we've had over the past century. I've only really seen the Brendan Fraser ones, which came out like within the last 10 years. So I wasn't really looking forward to this that much. I mean, I kind of like the first two, not crazy about the third one. And the trailers for this didn't really excite me. So, but I had some time free, so I thought, you know what, fuck it, I will go and watch this just to put myself out of my misery. If it's gonna be bad, then I gotta talk to you guys about it. So, yeah, I just got back from seeing The Mummy, and you know what? It's the parental thing. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. This movie was exactly what I thought it was going to be. A major fucking disappointment. Look, it's not a horrible movie. It's not like one of the worst films ever made. It's just dull. It's unremarkably dull, ordinary, and without any kind of substance whatsoever. It's basically a mindless action movie with a mummy. That's it. That's it. I mean, it's the one difference being that it's set in the modern day and it's mostly set in the UK, which is quite nice. But that's other than that, it's not really that different. This movie has a lot of problems, just a lot of problems. First of all, the biggest issue to identify is the script. I mean, you have 5 fucking writers. You have like 5 or 6 fucking writers for this movie. What? What the fuck? You don't need that many writers. I mean, what the hell? You've got like 6 writers. This does, you know, and still, this movie does not hang together. It's like they're throwing everything but the kitchen sink in this movie. You know, every single idea they can think of, they've thrown in there. And as a result, the script is a cluttered mess. It doesn't make sense. I mean, the only thing I will say about the script is that I guess the backstory is quite interesting, with Amenet and you know, her origins, and also the idea of the dagger and the stone, the ruby emerald thing that goes in the dagger. That was quite cool. But the rest of the script is a terrible mess. I mean, for one thing, Tom Cruise's character Nick Morton, like the whole film centers around him being cursed. He's somehow put under this curse at the beginning of the movie, which is never explained. never explained, and he's trying to find a way to break the curse, and yet I'm thinking, hang on, how did he get the curse? Nope, never explained. Come on, guys, there's 6 of you. One of you must have an idea, must have some kind of explanation for this. Even when they get to Russell Crowe, like halfway through the movie, when he tries to explain all of the exposition stuff and about his facility and what they do, none of that is explained clearly. Obviously he says they dissect them, but is that it? Is that it? I mean, and when when he starts to turn into a monster as well, that's never explained. This movie script is a train wreck. What the hell happened? Was there a writer's clash? I mean, did the Writers Guild break down from this movie? I mean, what the hell is going on? There's no clear... The clear narrative is not that interesting. I mean, I don't champion the original Mummy movies. I'd say the original Mummy movie. I don't really champion the Brendan Fraser trilogy that much. I mean, I enjoyed the first 2 for what they were. They're good enough. Not the third one, not so much. They're basically a poor man's Indiana Jones. That's how I see those Mummy movies. This is basically trying to follow the same formula, what with the mummy who escapes and they have to stop her, but it's just in the modern day. But the story is so thin, there's no... And the characters are not developed at all. Even though they try to give Nick some kind of, one... They don't try to give him humanity, because they give him this blooming curse, he's just there. He's not... I thought he was the guy that knew all the answers, that was going to work things out, but he's not. He's basically a bystander. He's there to basically be a victim of the curse. That's it. He has no reason to be there. It's just so they can, it's this whole star luring thing. It's like, oh, we have Tom Cruise in this movie, come and see this. I mean, speaking of Tom Cruise, I will give the guy this. He's a very committed actor. Say what you will about the quality of his performances across his films, but he is a good actor, and he always throws himself into everything he gets. With this, he does do that, but there are parts of his performance which are like, dude, why are you doing that? That just doesn't make sense. Like when he's trying to act all edgy, and when he's drinking, and he's trying to act all paranoid, it comes across as way too over the top, and just not natural whatsoever. So, knock you down for that one, Tom. The other characters are crap. I mean, Russell Crowe is terrible in this movie. What the hell was he doing? He puts on his normal English accent, which is all right. He's like sort of mumbly voice like this. He talks like this. He's Russell Crowe. Long ago, Armanet, blah blah blah. He talks like that. I was okay with that. When he turned into a monster and started fighting Nick, it didn't. Well, first of all, it didn't make sense as to why he was doing that. And also he slipped into this Cockney accent like, "Oh, Nicholas, the ladies might like us." What? What the hell is going on? This doesn't make any sense. I'm befuddled by this. I was like, why is he doing that voice? How the hell is he under some kind of curse as well? It's never explained. And it all boils down to that fucking script, which is not developed whatsoever. I'm sorry, it's not good enough. Why, the only person who does a good performance is Sofia Boutella. She tries. She actually tries. She plays Armanet, the mummy who escapes. She's actually very good. She really is good, and she does try. But, she can't save the movie. Also, Nick's sidekick, who's in the beginning of the movie, he kind of dies, he kind of doesn't. I'm not even sure, to be honest. He annoyed the fuck out of me. He was like, oh, we're gonna die, we're gonna die, we're gonna die, we're gonna die, we're gonna die. I was like, God's sake, you will die in a minute, because I want to fucking kill you. Just shut the hell up, for God's sake. Oh my God, what the hell? I mean, also, Jenny. I gotta mention Jenny. She was okay up to a point. I mean, first of all, I think the actress gives like a fairly wooden performance. And she has problems with that accent as well. Like, her accent is very slippy. I don't know where the actress is from. Let me just check that. Annabelle Wallis, her name is. She was born in Oxford. Oh, that's weird. It's weird. I mean, that's weird because when I watched this movie, just now, I thought that she wasn't from the UK because her English accent is really slippy. It's not. It doesn't seem natural to me. Maybe it was the script. Maybe she had trouble learning the lines. I don't know. But she gave a very wooden performance. And, you know, the movie's pretty much... There's style over substance. There's no action. Well, no, there is action, sorry. It's just action and not much story. That's it. To be fair, you know, I bet you're thinking, you know, oh, Ollie, is there anything good in this movie? Well, there is actually. I'm not going to say it's a complete fail. It's not a total disaster. There are things I liked. The action sequences are good. They're pretty spectacular. The opening in Iraq was good. You have a nice ambulance chase, which I really liked. The climax in London is really good. The final fight with Nick and Ahmet was good. But I just don't get it. I mean, I know I'm just getting sick of all these fucking cinematic universes. You know, why does everything have to set up for something else? Why can't you just tell a story on its own? Why do you have to keep setting up for other things? You know, there's just an overabundance of these bloody cinematic universes. The Marvel one I'm okay with, even though I think there are 3 films every year is a bit excessive. DC I'm warming to with Wonder Woman. Star Wars, I love Star Wars, so naturally I'm going to keep that one in there. But, you know, this new one with King Kong and Godzilla, I don't care about that. I don't care about this either. Why can't this be just a standalone film? Why does it have to feel like it's setting up for something else? I mean, the end of this movie is like, you know, when Nick, and you know, spoilers, if you want to see this film, spoilers. So, turn away now for spoilers. Don't say I didn't warn you. At the end of the movie, when Nick rides off into the desert like he did in the beginning, I just don't care. Like, he's now some kind of celestial god, and he can basically command life and death. Like, this is so convoluted. I don't care. What? This doesn't make any sense. I don't even know how he got the curse, and how the hell did Jenny come, you know, spoiler alert, again, spoiler alert. How the hell did Jenny come back to life? Like, she died, but how did she come back to life? It's not clear what's going on. This movie has no sense of direction. You know, Alex Kurtzman does a terrible job directing this movie. I mean, whether that was because of the script, I don't know, but he just doesn't know what to do with this movie. He just, like, he slaps it together, and it's like, it's 1 hour 50 minutes. The pacing is terrible. My goodness, the pacing, it drags on. It drags on. This is the longest hour and 50 minutes I've ever sat through. I mean, there was only like 4 or 5 other people in the cinema with me when I was watching this just now. You know what? I shouldn't have wasted my time with this movie. I should have gone to see Pirates of the Caribbean again. I would have gladly done that. Or I could have gone to see something else. Or see Wonder Woman again. I mean, there's films I'm looking forward to seeing, like Planet of the Apes. So I'm going to go and see that. I'm not looking forward to Cars 3, but I'm going to go and see it. You know, and Spider-Man, I'm going to go and see that soon as well. So I wasted my time on this. To be fair, in this movie's defense, I kind of knew what I was going in for. I'd watched the trailer. It kind of set me up for disappointment. So I guess I'm not going to be too harsh. I'm going to say, yeah, you know, for all the ranting, you know, I'll say at least I knew what I was going in for. So in that sense, the movie met my expectations. I guess I could say it's visually nice, visually quite pleasing, especially the scenes in ancient Egypt with the backstory, which is great. And like I said, the action's cool. The action is competently helmed, so at least there's something there that's that's good. But the script is a mess. The script is all over the place. The characters aren't developed. The story is sort of there, but it's not explored very well. You have the premise there, but the actual narrative doesn't progress. It's basically the same formula as other Mummy movies. The mummy breaks out, they have to go and stop it. That's it. The only difference is that it's in modern day, in the UK. And by the way, there's a nice little Easter egg with a Sainsbury's local shop when it nearly gets destroyed. I thought that was quite funny. And there's no comedy in this movie, or at least they tried to do comedy with Vale, who's a really annoying prick sidekick. Yeah, he just pissed me off. There was no comedy whatsoever. I mean, the plane sequence is pretty good as well. I do like that. But there are things that are just never explained. It's so convoluted. It's messy. It makes me well, it doesn't make me angry. It disappoints me. I can't. I should not have wasted my time with this movie, which is why I'm going to say to you guys, if you haven't seen The Mummy, don't see it. just watch the Brendan Fraser ones, or at least watch the first two, or watch some classic ones. I'm going to try and watch some original Mummy movies at some point, because it'll be worth my time, and not like this, you know. And I think, honestly, the best thing to do is just scrap this whole Dark Universe idea. As soon as the Dark Universe logo came on in the cinema, I was like, yes, thank you for reminding me we have another cinematic universe. Bravo. I mean, it's disappointment. It's a mess. It's a mess of a movie. Would I watch it again? No. Would I buy it on DVD or Blu-ray? No. Would I recommend it to anyone to see? No! I wouldn't! So, I'm going to rate The Mummy reboot. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. It was almost a 4, but then I thought, no, that would be generous. That would be really generous. This is a pretty rubbish film. I mean, I don't think it's a complete fail. I wouldn't go so far as to call it 0 out of 10. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But it's just very dull, unremarkable, forgettable, no character development. The script is the big problem that lets it down. It falls apart. And again, there's no direction, so... oh well. So yes, I want to also give a shout out to some subscribers, you know, just to say that summer is here, and you know, we're going to be doing some hangouts together again. So I'm going to give shout outs to Harry Thomas, Jack McCulloch, Alan Kalo, Louis Ben, Brandon Flanagan, Labyrinth 35, Guardian of Gallifrey, and Adam, or Mr. Ultimate Whovian. So yeah, happy shout out day, guys. Also Future Filmmaker and Angel I Love Movies. Thank you guys so much for your regular support. I really do appreciate it. Don't see The Mummy. Please don't see The Mummy. So yeah, that's it, guys. Stay tuned for my review of The Amazing Spider-Man, which will be coming very soon. So until then, thank you guys all for watching, and as always, I'm Mr. TARDIS11. See ya.